Good afternoon, everybody. And today, as I told you by mail, we start the first class after Easter holiday. So, as the confinement is going to take longer time, we need to go on our online lessons. And today we're going to start a new lesson in your book. And I think that you received a mail, all the information, the worksheets you need to deal with today's unit. So, then open your box and we start Unit 8B, Breaking News. So, let's start. Are you ready? Yes, of course. Let's start. Now, this is what you have in your book, 8B, Breaking News, pages 78 and 79. Do you know where can you see this heading, Breaking News? Well, when a channel has important story or news, which is called Breaking News, then they have a very interesting news to show a person. Then on TV or on the net or in different channels, you can see breaking news. That's why we start with this heading, because today not, but next Friday we're going to deal with the media, medios de comunicación. So breaking news, it's a heading that we are used to seeing, watching on the news. So the starting deals with speaking and listening. So we can think about what could we say when we talk, when we speak regarding these topics. And talk to a partner. Well, we don't have partner, we have family at home, but we can think about what to say. So how do you usually or how do you normally find out the latest news? The latest news. Where do you usually go to search for information? Can you think of that? Where can you find out this? Well, we can find out the latest news on the net or on TV. It's more common on TV, very common. On TV or on the net. Do you like watching the news on the net, on the internet? Yeah. What else? The latest news. The papers. Do you buy the newspapers? Yeah. Are you used to buying newspapers? Well, newspapers. Sometimes. Well, depending on your habits or routines. What's the weather? What's the weather going to be like? Well, it's very common. Even using your mobile phone, you can be informed about the weather. But I like on the weather's forecast on TV. After the news, we can find out what's the weather like on the weather forecast, predicción meteorológica, on the weather forecast. And the sports results and match reports, well, we can find it out on the newspapers or on the news on TV. What's on TV? Well, if you have, for example, you have different TV channels. What's on TV? They are advertised on TV and also on social networking sites. Your horoscope. Well, I'm not interested, in my horoscope, but on the newspapers or even on the net, we can also find out what was going to happen depending on our horoscope. Film and book reviews on the net, on the net or sometimes on TV. Job or accommodation adverts. Sometimes there is a specific part on the newspaper, or info jobs, for example, on the net. You can be interested, you can be informed on the net or on the newspapers. Well, so on. Now, number 2 says, which sections of the newspaper do you usually normally read? Well, you can read news, you can read about business, politics, society, different sections. Then, which sections do you usually skip? A skip is that you are not interested, then you don't read them. Then politics, these are the sections, Number 2 is these sections: politics, sport, crime, business, foreign news, celebrity gossip. Do you read Hello magazine? Food and lifestyle, and about local or national news. And the last question to deal with or to think about is, what stories are in the news at the moment in your country? Well, I had already written down coronavirus. Every channel, you want to watch today, at the moment, it talks about coronavirus. I think that everybody will agree on this. Well, it started the topic of the media. And we're going to read and listen to a story. Exercise B, you have look at the photo and the headline. Headline is part of the papers, el titular, from a news story. What do you think the story is about? Let's have a look. You can see a tiger, it's winter, there is snow. Then you can see a tiger and a snowman. Two snowmen, a little one and a bigger one. The headline says, Love at First Bite. Well, this is a play. This is a tricky headline. There is a word play because this is based on the very common expression, love at first sight. Then it's a play. Love at first sight, amor a primera vista, they took it from this. Love at first sight, they changed sight for bite, amor a la primer mordisco. Then this is a play, Love at First Bite, very funny one. It comes from Love at First Sight. So what do you think? Why do you think there's there a tiger and a snowman? Do you think that they are posing for the photo? I don't know. Well, we'll notice that. We'll know the answer after listening. We are going to listen. Everybody ready for the listening? It's 4.38. Listen and check where you write about your predictions. Well, we're going to listen to it, and please, I would like you to take notes about how would you answer these questions. If you need to listen to it twice, you have to pause the video and you can listen to it again. Then listen again and answer the questions. Number 1, who is Sandrine and how old is she? Number 2, why did the keepers build the snowman? These two snowmen. Number 3, what was inside one of the snowmen? What was inside one of them? Number 4, what did Sandrine do when she saw the snowman? What did she do? Number 5, why is the film recorded on the camera very unusual? And number 6, the last one, what useful information did the keepers get from the film? Well, maybe they are making a film using a tiger and 2 snowmen. But we are going to check. We are going to know. Listen, please, and try to answer the questions.
And for our last story today, have you ever wondered what it would be like to be eaten by a tiger? Well, now we know, thanks to Sundari, a 7-year-old Siberian tiger living at Longleat Safari Park in Wiltshire. Last week, when it snowed, the animal keepers decided to build some snowmen to entertain the tigers. And they hid a tiny video camera inside one of the snowmen to film the tigers' reactions. At first, the tigers just sniffed at the snowman. But then, one of them, called Sundari, began attacking the snowman and started to eat it and the camera. However, she didn't like the taste of the camera, so after a while she spat it out. Amazingly, the camera had never stopped recording and was still working when the animal keepers recovered it. The film that the hidden camera had taken was incredible. For the first time, you could feel what it would be like to be attacked by a tiger and see its open mouth coming at you and see its enormous razor-sharp teeth and its rough tongue. In fact, a spokesman for the safari park said that the shots of Sundari's teeth were so clear that it gave them the opportunity to have a quick health check on her mouth, gums and teeth.
Well, here we go. If you want
4.38
to listen to it again, you can rewind the video, and you can listen to it at the times you need it. Then you can listen to it again if you want, and let's check. Then, number 1, who is Sundari and how old is she? Well, I think that everybody knows. Sundari is a 7-year-old Siberian tiger living at a safari park. It was in Wiltshire, Well, then we understand why there was snow, and she is a tiger. Well, number 2, why did the keepers build the snowman? What was the purpose? Well, it was only to entertain the tigers. It's a way of entertainment, but it has a very good result. Number 3, what was inside one of the snowmen? A tiny, diminuta, a tiny video camera. And she didn't like it, Then what did she do when she saw the snowman? Well, she ate the camera, but she didn't like it, Then, number 5, why is the film recorded on the camera very unusual? Well, because you could feel what it would be like to be attacked by a tiger. And in that way, you can see its open mouth, its enormous sharp teeth, and its tongue. How was the tongue? Rough tongue. It was a rough tongue. And number 6, what useful information did the keepers get from the film? Well, they could see what it would be, like to be eaten by a tiger, and they managed to give the tiger mouth and gums. Do you know what is chewing gum? A chewing gum es un chicle, because you chew, mastegar, ¿en qué? Amb què? The gums, las encías. Then they managed, that way they managed to give the tiger's mouth and gum and teeth a quick health check. Then they have una revisión de salud bucal. Then it started as a kind of experiment, and they had a very good and useful result. Then Sundari is a 7-year-old Siberian tiger. They did it only to entertain the tigers, but the tiger ate a tiny video camera. She ate the camera, and it's a film recorded very unusual because you could feel, what it would be like to be attacked by a tiger, see its open mouth, its sharp teeth, and its rough tongue, and they could see, what it would be like to be eaten by a tiger, and after that they managed to give a quick health check. Then, this is very strange story. It appeared on paper, it was a headline, and as you could see in your book, you have 2 more stories. It is Lost Stories Finds Herself, and the other one, Dog Phones for her help. You have 2 headlines and 2 photos, and you have to do the same as we did at class, but the end of the story, the real story after these headlines and pictures, you can search for it on the communication on your pages in your book. Page 107 you have A's story, and page 112 you have B's story. There are 2 stories. Then you can do it at home. We're not going to deal with it at class. Why? Because we have a more important thing to do now. We are going to focus on this. Grammar. I sent you by mail yesterday. I told you to watch a video because we are going to talk about reporting verbs. What are reporting verbs? Well, when we are in direct speech, we tell the exact words. But when you tell another person, cuando tú le contas a otra persona, it is reported, ya se ha contado. Estás contando las palabras de otra persona. These are reporting verbs. And it is what we are going to do now. You have a new story called Chicken Fight. Then, first of all, you have to tell me what was the chicken fight. What did it consist of? Yeah? How did the local paper resolve the dispute? Because they had a dispute. And would you like to try the dish? Then after the reading comprehension, I would like you to answer these questions. And the second time you read it, we have here 6 statements, and you have to match the highlighted phrases that appear in the reading comprehension with these 6 statements. These statements are questions. These 6 phrases are direct speech. How do you know that? ¿Cómo sabemos que es estilo directo? Because they have inverted commas and they were the exact words that the people said. Are you ready? Yeah? Then please focus on the reading comprehension on page 79, chicken fight. Chicken fight, the fight was between these 2 cooks, these chefs, and everybody focus on the highlighted phrases, and let's start the reading comprehension. 2 chefs got into a fight last night after Andrew Palmer accused Geoff Lewis of stealing one of his recipes and publishing it in a local newspaper. Andrew Palmer, 28, claimed that he had invented a dish of cold chicken with strawberry mayonnaise at his Kent gastropub, the King's Head. However, restaurant chef Geoff Device, 30, who writes a weekly newspaper column on cooking, denied copying the recipe and said the dish was his own creation. So, the local newspaper, the Sidcup Echo, invited both chefs to prepare the dish at their offices to see whose recipe it really was. They agreed to come, and the cook-off took place yesterday. Newspaper staff tried both dishes and unanimously declared Andrews to be the winner. Geoff's dish was said to be lacking in flavor. He later admitted having seen the dish on the menu at Andrews' pub, and he has offered to publish and apologize in the following issue of the Echo. In any case, he said later, I've decided that it works better with raspberries. Well, you have accused, denied, invited, agreed, admitted, and offered. These are reporting verbs. Verbos que te ayudan a expresar una función del lenguaje y a contar y a expresar lo que otras personas dijeron. I don't know, well, the first question about what was the chicken fight. Well, the fight was about a dish. Yeah. The dish is cold chicken with strawberry mayonnaise. Whoa, would you like to try it out? I don't know. I don't know. And the fight was between Andrew and Geoff Lewis, who was the inventor of this dish. Then, how did the paper solve the problem? How did the local paper resolve the dispute? Well, inviting the chefs to take place and prepare the dish together. Then, what was the chicken fight? Yeah, it was about a dish. It was about a dish, and to know who was the real inventor. How did the local paper resolve the conflict? Well, the newspaper invited both chefs. I don't like this now. Invited both chefs to prepare the dish. Then, at that time, newspaper staff tried it. Who was the winner? Well, everybody, the staff, said that the real inventor voted for Andrews dish, because the other one was lack of flavor, le faltaba sabor, no? Lack of flavor. Well, you know what raspberries are? Frambuesas, yeah, raspberries. Well, this could be the answer of the questions. Then what was the chicken fight? It was about dish. How did the local paper resolve the conflict? Well, it invited both chefs to prepare the dish. And and the staff voted for Andrew's dish. Then to start now dealing with grammar. Here you have the solution. I'm going to start by matching or reading the direct speech and matching with the numbers. So it would be easier. Number 1 is F. Imagine the chef saying, "You stole it. Me lo robaste." How? It's the reporting statement made. Number 1, he accused Geoff Lewis of stealing. Then the person is accusing, está acusando. Well, number 2 is B. It's not true. It's not true. Then the awfully wise denied copying the recipe. Negó haber copiado la receta. It's not true. Well, he denied copying the recipe. Number 3 is D. Then the direct question is, would you like to make it for us? Would you like to is an offer, is an invitation. ¿Ya? Would you like to make it for us? Bueno, ¿os gustaría prepararlo para nosotros? And the reporting is, well, they invited both chefs to prepare the dish. Number 4 is E. Okay, we'll do it. Then they both agreed to come. ¿Qué están haciendo? Aceptar el reto. Agreed to come. Number 5 is Z. Okay, I did see it there. Okay, I did see it there. Is admitting having seen the dish. Admitir. Haber visto el plato en el menú. Okay, I did see it. This person is admitting something. And the last one, 6, is A. I say sorry. What is this person saying? Well, how do you report this? I say sorry. Then the newspaper is reporting. He offered to publish an apology. En futuro hacíamos las promesas. I say sorry. Then he offered to publish an apology. Then, this is what we are going to deal with today. You have direct speech, exact words, inverted commas, and now we are using reporting verbs. In your book, on the grammar bank, page 147, everybody, you have the grammar explanation. It's well explained. I like it, the way it's explained, and you have structures after reporting verbs. For example, Jack offered to drive me to the airport. I promised not to tell anybody. Or, for example, number 2, the doctor advised me to have a rest. Or, I persuaded my sister not to go out with George. Or number 3, I apologize for being so late. Or the police accused Carl of stealing. Then on page 147, everybody, check your box, you have the explanation. Then this is not a nightmare. In the video I sent you, en el video que os he enviado esta mañana, os envié ayer, perdonad, hacemos el reported speech de afirmativas, negativas y interrogativas. Él dijo, ella dijo, ¿vale? Pero ahora aquí, en el nivel B2, estamos utilizando verbos que expresan una función del lenguaje. Ofrecer, realmente, está prometiendo, aconsejando, persuadiendo. Now we are a higher level. Then, how many patterns? ¿De qué manera podemos hacer esto? Depending on the reporting verbs, dependiendo del verbo de la función del lenguaje, seguimos 1, 2 or 3 different patterns. Seguimos 3 patrones diferentes. 1, it's followed by 2 plus infinitive. 2, an object, an object pronoun, and 2 plus infinitive, or it's followed by a gerund. Then I have to learn it by heart. Agree, refuse, threaten, offer, promise to do something. Advise, ask, convince, encourage, invite, persuade, remind, tell, or warn somebody, me, you, him, her, us, them, to do or not to do something. And the last one, followed by a gerund, apologize to me, to you for, insist on, accuse somebody of, recommend, admit, regret, blame somebody for, suggest, deny. Why do you think that these verbs are followed by a gerund? Because most of them have a prepositions. Y después de la preposición, verbo en gerund. I have to learn it by heart. Me lo he de memorizar. And here you have some in square. Agree, promise, admit, read, denied. They're highlighted because they can also be followed by that and the clause. También podemos utilizarlos siguiendo con un that and the clause. Promise to study or promise that he studied. Admit stealing or admit that he had stolen. You have different options. Then I'm going to explain again this, but for next class, for Friday, para el viernes, do the grammar bank on your report. Do the grammar bank for next class, for Friday. And now I'm going to explain and deal with the vocabulary and the grammar. So, now, take the worksheets I sent you by mail this morning. Everybody, please. Yeah, and take the worksheets in front of you, and I would like to interact with you dealing with the grammar because I prepared 2 different activities for you to do, and I send you more grammar just in case you want to check. So let's start. Dealing with that. This is one. I prepared another explanation then. Reporting verbs structure well. This is by Cristina Cabal. I love her blog. I love it. And she says, reporting verbs, grammar. Well, number 1, certain reporting verbs can be followed by 2 plus infinitive. For example, agree, refuse, threaten, offer, and promise. For example, Pam promised to work harder, or he agreed not to smoke here. Remember that in personal forms, las formas impersonales, infinitivo y gerundio, se hace la negativa con un not delante. Acordaros de Shakespeare in Hamlet, to be or not to be. Then he agreed not to smoke. Then this is the first pattern. The second pattern is 2 plus infinitive, but we need an object pronoun. We need the person we are addressing to. Then the person and 2 plus infinitive. Then we have advise, ask, convince, encourage, invite, persuade, remind, tell, and warn. I like learning them. Yo me los aprendo de esta manera. Advise somebody to do something. Ask somebody to do something. Convince somebody to do something. And in this way, I know that I have to follow up this structure. For example, Peter reminded me to buy some bread. He encouraged us not to give up. And your teacher, Sonia, encouraged you not to give up. Os animo a que no os lo dejéis. Never give up. Number 3, the last pattern, they are followed by gerund, ing forms. Which one? Apologize to somebody for doing something, insist on, accuse somebody of doing something, recommend doing something, admit doing something, regret, blame somebody for, suggest, and deny. I have to learn it by heart, sorry. For example, Peter insisted on phoning her. Chris regretted not going to the party. Se lamentó de no haber ido a la fiesta. And the last one, some of them, I explained to you later on, yeah, they are verbs that use a that clause. They are followed by a that clause. It says, with the following verbs, you can also use that plus a clause. Agree, admit, deny, promise, and regret. For example, you can say, he denied cheating in the exam. Negó haber copiado en el examen, or he denied that he had cheated in the exam. You have that and a sentence and the clause. I think it's very useful, this infographic. I like it. Then you have the infographic in front of you, and now let's play a game. Anima a jugar. Let's play. Come on, we need to play a little bit. Well, let's play the game. Take a piece of worksheet, the first one. Here we have. You have a statement. We start number 1. Yeah. I take you to the station. Then this is direct speech, inverted commas. But what is this person communicating? What is this person transmitting? I take you to the station. The person denied, refused, promised, reminded, threatened, amenazar, accused, offered, invited, or suggested. Come on. In your home, at home, underline the correct one. The correct one is promised. Very good. Yeah, it's promised. Number 1, it's promised. Very good. Then I take you to the station. He promised to take me to the station. Very good. Let's go on. Then it was let's go on. It was promised or offered. Which one? Oh no, I take you to the station is offered. Sorry. Offered. It is a promise too, but this is offered. He offered me to take me to the station. Offered. Because this is the number 1. So, number 2. Let's go for a walk, he said. Let's go. ¿Qué función del lenguaje utilizábamos con el let's? Let's go for a walk. Come on. What do you think? Let's go for a walk? Very good. Suggested. He suggested going for a walk. Porque suggest va seguido de gerundio. He suggested going for a job. The number 2 is suggested. Very good. Let's go on. Number 3. You cheated in the exam. You cheated in the exam. Denied, refused, promised, reminded, threatened, accused, or invited. What do you think? Come on. You cheated in the exam. Well, this person accused me of cheating in the exam. Then accused. Number 3, accused. Accused. Let's go on. Number 4. I tell the teacher if you push me again. I tell the teacher if you push me again. This is what children say at school. Le contaré la seño. I tell the teacher if you push me again. What do you think? Denied, refused, promised, reminded, threatened, or invited? What do you think? I tell the teacher if you push me again. Very good. Threatened. Amenazó. Then threatened the teacher. Very good. Number 5. Come on, you are doing very well for sure. Number 5. I'm not eating meat. I'm a vegetarian. I'm not eating meat. I'm a vegetarian. Denied, refused, promised, remind, or invited. Let's take your worksheet and think about the correct. Very good. Refused. Refused doing something. Very good. Now, number 6. Would you like to, well, I think that everybody knows this question. What do we express with that? Would you like to go to the cinema with me? Would you like to go to the cinema with me? Denied, promised, reminded, or invited. What is this person doing? Of course, inviting. Invited me to go to the cinema. Number 7. Don't forget to water the plants, he told me. Don't forget to water the plant, he told me. I only have 3 left. Denied, promised, or reminded. What do you think? Very good. Reminded. Reminded is the correct option. And the last one, number 8. I never do it again. I never do it again. Yeah, promised. Then it's promised. Then the last one, promised. Also, what happened here is promised. Then this was for you to understand how deal with what kind of reporting verbs can we use depending on the sentence. What function of language we need to do. Then, and here we have the explanation. So, each sentence can express different functions of language and must be used different reporting verbs that follow different structures as we have stated in the infographic. In general, we can follow 3 different patterns depending on the verb used. It is well explained on Grammar Bank. On the Grammar Bank, page 147, it's well explained, but I wanted to reinforce. The first pattern, verb plus to an infinitive, for example, refuse, offer, promise, and threaten. The second was verb and the object pronoun, and to plus infinitive, advise, ask, encourage, invite, and persuade. And the last one, the verb, must be followed with a gerund. Apologize somebody for doing something, insist on, recommend, admit, suggest. And remember that the sum of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 5, can also use a verb and a that followed by a sentence, by a clause. Then, please, now we are going to play the second game. Anem a jugar al segon joc. Take the second worksheet, agarreu la segona fulla que vos he enviat per mail and take into account page 147. Then you have to have your piece of paper, your worksheets, hay que tener la hoja, and this Grammar Bank or the infographic, because if not, this is a kind of help, because you have to look at the reporting verbs structure to play a game. And you are going to play with me, yeah? Are you ready, everybody? Take the piece of paper and the grammar bank, page 147. Ready, steady, go. Come on, everybody. Then you have to take into account this to know, depending on each verb, you have to use a different structure. Well, if you know it by heart, si ya lo sabe todo de memoria, no falta que lo tenga davante, eh? Okay, but just in case, pero por si acaso. Then you take this and let's play the second game. Let's put into practice. Well, I sent you by mail this game. Os he enviado por mail este juego. And what do you have to do? You have direct speech. Tenéis estilo directo. And you have to write the reporting verbs with the corresponding verb patterns and the reported speech. Then, the first one says, remember to get some more petrol before we leave, he told her. No quiero una reported speech normal, de nivel B1 que os he enviado también. Quiero un reporting verbs, expressing the function of language, que expreséis la función del lenguaje. ¿Qué está haciendo esta persona? Él que le dijo a ella, ¿qué quiere informarle? Remember to get some more petrol before we leave. Quiero que cada uno en su casa vaya completando los ejercicios. I'm going to do the first one together. Remember to get some more petrol before we leave, he told her. Then he. What is the function of language? What is this person reporting? You know? Very good. Reminded. Está feliz memoria. Reminded. Remember to get. Then he reminded, and now I have to take into account, remind, what kind of verb pattern is followed by. It's number 2, remind somebody to do something. Then he reminded, ¿a quién? Her, a ella, to get some more petrol before they leave. Sorry. Yeah? Then it's reminded. Then I have to follow pattern 2. Tengo que seguir el esquema número 2. A alguien, ¿a quién? Her, a ella. To plus infinitive. To get some petrol. Do you know what you have to do? Ready, steady, go. Do it at home. I'm reading it loud. Pause the video every time. Ano parante el video y pego en casa. And I'm going to correct. I'm going to read number 2. I swear I didn't do it, he said. Number 3. Don't walk on the frozen lake, he told the children. Number 4. We really must go with you, he told me. Number 5. Yes, it was me. I drove the photocopier, she said. You have 5 samples. I took this picture from Christina Cabal. I love her. She's a very good teacher. Then do it at home. Pause the video, please. And we'll move on correcting. After pausing the video, let's correct. So, number 2. I swear I didn't do it, he said. What is he doing? He Very good. Denied. Yeah, he denied. And the word denied, what do you think? Take into account the pattern. Very good. Pattern 3. Denied is followed by a gerund. Then he denied doing. It's followed by a gerund. Doing it. Very good. Then he denied doing it. Negó haberlo hecho. Very good. Do you do it well? Yes, for sure. Number 3. Let's move on. Don't walk on the frozen lake, he told the children. What is this person doing? What kind of function of language? What reporting verb do you think? Very good. Warned. Advertir. Una advertencia. Warned. Very good. He warned. Well, what verb pattern is followed warned? Warn is followed by warn somebody to do or not to do something. Pattern 2, el segundo patrón. Then we need he warned who? The children, or you can say the children, or you can say them, an object pronoun. Warned the children, or he warned them. What? To or not to do something. Then he warned the children, of course, not to walk. Not to walk is a warning, yeah. Not to walk on the frozen lake. Very good. Then he warned the children, or he warned them, not to walk on the frozen lake. Very good. Let's see number 4. We really must go with you, he told me. We really must go with you, he told me. Really must, what do you think? What is he doing? We really must go with you. Oh my God, what's happening now? Yeah, very good. Insisted. Insisted, insist, is followed by the preposition on. So, after a preposition, what do you think? Of course, insisted on, pattern 3, el tercer punto gramatical, verb and gerund. Insisted on, going, very good, with me. Conmigo. We changed the object pronouns then. He insisted on going with me. He insistió en venir conmigo. No? He insisted on going with me. Very good. And number 5. Yes, it was me. I brought the photocopier. I brought the photocopier. What is she doing? What is she doing? Very good. She admitted. This person is admitting a mistake. Admitted. And the verb admit is in pattern number 3, gerund. Then admitted, breaking the photocopier. Then breaking, admit plus gerund. Yeah, she admitted breaking it or breaking the photocopier. Very good. Yeah, then she admitted breaking the photocopier. And this is what you must do at home. Then depending on the function of language, I have to recognize which verb. Then each verb is followed with a different structure that I have to learn. So, it's your turn. What do you have to do for next Friday? You have to do your grammar bank exercises on page 147 next class. So, I want you to do it in that way. Here it is. I want you to do it that way because I think that it was a difficult exercise, a difficult grammar, but in that kind of game you recognize that it's only to analyze what kind of function of language, what are the people expressing. Once you know the reporting verb you have to learn the structure, then to plus infinitive, an object plus infinitive, or a gerund, and that some of them can be also followed with that and applause. Is it clear? I hope it's clear. Then, now it's your turn. Do the grammar bank and see you next Friday. Bye-bye.